We are 1961, and we go again. Got a match again is black against 1900 from the U.S. We got another Caro Kann on the board. Will it be an exchange? Yes, it will. Who would have? Oh, but okay, Panov this time. So now it's very different than last game. So I take back that face. Um, let's just go here and let's just defend this very, very sensitive square, pawn square. Now we have our knights out. We're going to develop our bishops. Maybe control b5. See what happens. Um, mm, he pushes his pawn. Huh. Never been a fan of this opening. From which side? You don't like it as black or you don't like it as white? Which one, sir? Let me mute this so you don't hear me drinking this, right? Okay. What's the play here? What's the play here, guys? What should I do? Develop my bishop? That looks kind of lame. Maybe I could do this. You don't play d4. Well, this was an e4 opening. Caro Kann is not against d4. It's against e4. Um, I forgot. What are you supposed to do here? I'm gonna go for some weird idea. Maybe I'll play f5 here. Because now that there's no tension, maybe I can play f5. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not developed, but neither is he. His pawn's kind of stranded though. But I guess after like here or here, then maybe. Okay, he doesn't take. He lets me take his bishop, which is interesting. What kind of move is that? The frick? Okay, so f5. Hmm. Not castled, it's a little weird. So like f5, knight here. I take the knight. He takes the knight. He gives me a check. I block here. Let's do it. Let's give it a shot. No, don't do that. E5. E5. Yeah, doesn't E5 not look good? Yeah, I did not want to play E5. So he develops his bishop, pins my knight so that he can jump in here. Okay. And if I defend and he trades and then he jumps in here, that doesn't scare me. Check. Hmm. Let's see. Let's not mess this up. I think I just put it here for now and break the pin, develop. Although, no, let's do that. And if he takes, we're not going to take back this way. We're going to take back this way. And if he launches the pawns, here, 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 here. Well, it all depends, because it all depends on what he does. Yeah, C may hang in the end with your line, but now my deep pawn is just by itself chilling. And nope, not doing that. He takes. Could take with the pawn, but I feel like that gives him clear play to do this. And now I can still take the bishop first. I can take the knight. I can pressure f2. I can develop my bishop so I can castle, which would be ideal. I have b6 at some point. I have no idea how to play this. I know if you didn't do this whole f5 stuff, you do like b6, but now that I did this plan, that looks kind of funny, but I kind of like it. I should probably learn how to play this. You're saying things that I know aren't true. If it's hard to know what you're responding to, like when I just read stuff, like I don't know what moves you're referring to and stuff, so it's hard to say. He does pawn storm me, which is what I expected him to do. If I take this, he's forced to take back, and then I could plant my bishop here, and when he hits it, and I plant it here, and he hits it in one way, then what's it doing there? Alternatively, maybe I can ignore it. I feel like my dark squares, since they're the holes, maybe I should take his dark square bishop, right? Like, I don't want it here, right? I don't want it there or anywhere. The bad thing is it develops this queen. I really just want to get developed. Now that I think about it, this diagonal is kind of crazy. But it's so weakening of the dark squares. So if I go here, it weakens dark squares a lot. And if he jumps in, and I fianchetto, and he kicks me, and I just go back, and he pushes, that doesn't work for me. Unless I take the knight. I can also just do this, which looks way better than g6. I don't want to play g6. And if I go here, and he kicks me, and then I go back, And then he jumps in. Well, then I don't really have a way. I don't want to deal with then. Maybe I should play a6 first. That way, this, this, trade. Let me play a6 first. This is interesting. All the light squares, and he has all the dark squares. Yeah, I figured he'd go for this. Makes sense. But now I was gonna do this. If he wants to kick my bishop back, I don't think I care. It's a pretty garbage bishop anyway right now. He castles first. So now I can castle, and I'll feel a lot better once I'm castled. So I'm going to castle. It doesn't look any good to me either, if I'm being honest. But something, I don't know, I enjoy playing it for some reason. I would play other openings though. If someone just quickly told me the ideas in the middle game. But there's just so much to like learn about a single opening. Just like this and all the F5 stuff, it changes everything. It's completely different than normal Caro Kann stuff. But he didn't take early, which means now I could take with the F pawn instead of D. I like this. You learned that it is my highest rating. Now, what's my highest rating? 1961? Yeah, that's my rating. Okay. But now my bishop also has access to this way out, which is kind of cool. I don't know why he's preparing this. He could have played it at any moment, but whatever. Oh, I see, because I could have intermezzoed that. Fine. Okay, now maybe I can try to break down his pawns. Is this a move? If he takes, don't think that's good for him. If he doesn't take and lets me take, and let's say recaptures, then I get some space. I think I should attack it now. Is this a move at all? Because if I can close down the queen side, maybe I can just attack the king side. So if I go here, he can close it, which means we all have to play on the king side. Or, oops, or he can take, in which case I take with my bishop. I kind of like b5. Is that better than b6? The downside is I don't ever get to hit the c pawn. And if he ignores me and I take this pawn, then I still get the square for my bishop. The only time I don't get the square is if he pushes. Can he do anything if he pushes? Everything's locked. He could plant knights here. This becomes, yeah, he can plant a knight here. And then I'll just swing out the other way. And stops all of his queenside play. I'm going to do that. He took long to play b4. I'm going to play b5. Maybe b6 is better, chipping away at the head. But okay, so it's a moot point because he doesn't close it down. but he does let my bishop out. And I think he missed. I can take this intermezzo hitting the queen, forcing him to take. Then when I take, my light square bishop's uncontested, hitting his rook. His rook moves, and now my bishop's looking pretty good. Although this pawn's super weak. So that's not cool. What else is there? You take the bishop. That doesn't actually do anything. I can't move this bishop. Can't really move the queen. If I take with the pawn, then this is just like a giant defender, and it's a target. But if I do it, if I get rid of the knight, this pawn is just chilling. I guess I can defend it. No, that's so weird. I don't know. I could just go here without trading the knight, and if he takes with his knight, I guess I could just fill the gap. This isn't really going anywhere, and I could play on the a file. This pawn is weak, but I can kind of station my queen here for. No, I can't. This is confusing. There's so many positional aspects to consider that I don't know what to do. Now I'm running out of time. I really want to just take with the bishop, I guess. And if he wants to trade his knight, I'm okay with that. I'm going to go with this. I did want to leave this uncontested, but I kind of would have to move it back, I feel like, to defend. I don't want my queen defending. It's very dubious. Now this knight can only be contested by f3 or this knight. Okay, he moves his queen in, attacking my pawn. Makes perfect sense. The only way to defend my pawn is with a queen or a rook. He can only attack it with his knight or rook. So here, 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 or here, here, rook somewhere. Then he has this square. This doesn't protect it. This does protect it. This, this, this. This also stops the bishop from coming in for a move, which is nice. This pawn might be a problem if I don't attack him first. Okay, I was going to go here anyway. Right? I was going to do that anyway, so I'm thinking I should do it now. And then I can always defend this pawn this way. So I'm thinking like this and this. Oh yeah, I don't want to forget about this. That's a solid move. Actually, that's a super. I should start with that. Then I'll also have this option of defending this pawn. This is good. I have to watch out for this. How do I get my knight here? How do I get my knight here? It's great where it is. That's true. One, two, three, four. Yikes. I'm not spending 4 moves. It's way too many. Ah, and now his bishop gets this square. True, but it undefends this stuff. Queen in here doesn't do anything. This. Wait, what? That's all dubious. I think this is the most solid by a lot, probably. This is hard to do. You hit your highest rating today. What rating is that? And what time control? So he goes in here, offering a trade of bishops. That's fair. If I go here and he takes, I take with the queen, and then I can double. The thing is, if he takes, I can't go back. I could go back if my queen's defending. Otherwise, I take with this pawn, stopping his knight from coming in. No, but then, yeah, because this knight's here. But if he kicks the knight, and I hit the queen, where's my knight going? Man, this is complicated. Um, this is a move. If I take immediately and let him jump in, that looks wrong. So let's go here. That looks decent. I gotta try to think faster. Like a chess master. So that on the board I can cause a disaster. What do I do here? Okay, so my pieces, my knight's good, my bishop's good. If my rook can get here, that's good. If he takes with the bishop, I kind of got to take with the rook. No. Take with the pawn. And if he steps to the side, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, I guess I'd take with the pawn. It's like a reverse stonewall structure. Well, as long as my knight gets to stay here, I can't be doing too bad. If he ever plays f3, I gotta figure out what to do then. f5 is super double-edged because you give them this square as well while you try to get this square. But it does gain space once he tries to gain space, so now you see the battle. Now you see the battle. I'm just waiting for that blunder, that sweet, sweet blunder, like rook here. Or rook here. Queen here. Supporting this. So that once he takes, he can swing the other rook over immediately. I see that. Fine. So I'm going to double as planned. And if he takes, I'm still taking with the pawn. Queen on this side is even less dangerous to my king because no G file. And my queen can always swing across. I kind of am going to triple gun before him. I'm going to triple wham blam slam him, and he's not going to know what hit him. He can't double, because if he moves, he loses protection from the rook and is hanging. So I got to here first. So boom, followed by boom. Threatens the rook. He'll have to trade one pair. And then he can't contest the file, and I'll be able to annoy him back and forth. Get my queen here. Hit this pawn and try to coordinate these two heavies with my knight on c3 to generate threats. That's the plan. I would prefer he just hangs a rook, but it's not likely to do that. Again, I'm low on time as always. Less than 3 minutes to beat a 1900. It's not easy. It's not easy. And I only get 6 points. It feels bad, man. But he's thinking. He's like, okay, okay, I don't know what to do. It almost seems like he's optimized. Almost literally, other than like a move like h4 or something. So it's hard to find ideas for white. Maybe he'll move the knight out, challenge this guy, threaten f3, try to force a trade. That doesn't work because his rook's hanging. I just take the knight, queen takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, but maybe he can't move it anywhere else. Maybe this again hangs the rook. He can't move his knight. Any of these moves don't do anything. The only move that makes any sense is moving off the file just to save a trade. And then I can infiltrate immediately. Trading makes some sense to try to... Well, now if he trades, I can take with the knight. He's not pressuring the pawn, which is actually defended. And then I can put my knight right back. So I can try to double immediately, which stops rook over. If I take this way, he does go rook over. And then I'll double, and then he'll take, and then I'll take. My queen's here. It'll be his turn. I can get it here, but I don't really see what it's doing. So let's start with the queen so that we can create threats. And if we get a queen trade, at least my rook is deep. Although he has a passed pawn. Where's my passed pawn? I'm not down a pawn. So my extra pawn's an e pawn, but instead of being passed, it's backwards. So I have to attack the b4 pawn. Tender. Because if I can get to these two pawns, that undermines the c pawn. Okay, what other ideas? I mean, this in the future, but for now, a file. One of these. This and this offer a queen trade. If I go here, his queen's escape routes are back rank only, and this allows me to maybe put my rook in. Okay, and if I go here, this allows his queen here, here, and here. he moves his queen and hits this pawn so that if I infiltrate, it's hanging. But I might have like some weird tactics. I think at least here defends the pawn and creates a threat. This seems logical. The most logical. If he moves his rook, then moves like this, actually x-ray the f2 pawn with the knight. So he would have to queen trade or like something crazy passive. Right now this is hanging. He can't defend it here or here. He can go here. Okay, now if I take with the knight, I lose the game. So let's take with the pawn and stop ideas. I just gotta watch out for the G file. But I need to counter threat him here. I might have to do that first instead of the pawns because I don't want to give him any counterplay. Although I'm not sure he has any because these pawns do a great job of defending. So after a simple king over, I mean, there's nothing on the G file. I can't really hit it. I should infiltrate to the second and hit these pawns. Whichever opportunity he gives me, I'll go for. Hopefully he keeps thinking because if he matches my time, it's definitely harder for him than for me. So he defends it with the rook, but now his rook is hanging. So when I go here, he can't take my pawn because he hangs a rook. And if he goes here, I can sneak my way in. That gives him two pass pawns. Oh, wait, 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 wait. Oh, wait, 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 wait. There's lots of weights in here. So if I can defend this pawn, I have a fork. So this is a move. It also stops pushing. And on here, if he goes like here, then I'll just come in. But if I just come in now, I'm hitting the rook. If he doubles, I can give a check. He has to queen trade. I'm going to set a trap with this and see what he does. And then I'll infiltrate with the queen. This is useful to defend it and stop this. So it's not just like a, oh, this is just a trap move. It does have purpose otherwise. And I'm not sure that he has any like legal moves that do anything. See, like everything now walks into this because he doesn't have this check or this check. And getting your queen here doesn't do anything other than, because it's still, again, no checks here. It only can check here. I could bring a rook back. I could even move my king up. So he moves his queen back out of the fork. So he sees what I'm going for. But now this threatens some stuff. This lets my queen in. I only have a minute. Ah. This looks a little better than this. Because now I can put my rook here and triple up. If he doesn't kick me around. If he kicks me around, I could still go here. And if he kicks me around again, I mean, he's lame. We'll start with that. I could go here, and if queen trade, rook has to move. Rook can't attack me. Let's just say it goes here. Then I can bring my rook in. So let's not give him the draw. And let's fight for the win with 40 seconds on our clock. Let's go for the gold. Auto zone. Now I'm confused. This guy's got to be confused too. Now I'm threatening this infiltration. One of these. So rook here or here. I also have knight jump ideas, maybe. Come on, let's win this. He's the one scared. He's the one running for his life. You're the one in his face saying, defend this, buddy. He came at me with the Panov attack, but I'm not having it. I hate getting faced with the Panov. It's so aggressive. It just shatters you down. Your light square bishop is inside your pawn chain. Hate it. That's why I played f5. I'm like, let's spice it up. Let's get double edged because this is just an annoying pawn structure to deal with. But if you can get your pieces around it, maybe. If he had 40 seconds like me, I'd feel way more comfortable. He hits this. There are no weird tricks here. This takes. And if here. I can hit the queen again. I have no time. I can't think. Is he gonna do this stuff again? That's crazy. Yo. What? Why'd I got a Petusberry? Come on, man. Hit this pawn. Bro. I want to go here, but I'm not sure how that plays out. No, I don't really like that. I can't think with 3 seconds, so whatever. I'll just give him 2 points. Best I could do with 3 seconds on my clock. I really wanted to go here, but after he takes, it's either winning for me, or it's either good for me or just bad for me. The only winning move is D takes. You see, I thought B takes looks too dangerous because he just starts steamrolling with tempo. And you go somewhere, he just keeps going. And these knight things, hitting rooks, they don't even probably matter. You could probably just keep going. So you have to take with D, which I did C. And then I figured, well, now it's actually not dangerous because it's just the one pawn. I thought that if he eventually got this, I wouldn't like my structure, but with more time, I would definitely like to look at this and decide. All I had time to decide was that this did not look good for me. That's the only thing I got to. So let's do a quick game review. Alright, I won a game, I drew a game. I'll take it. 82%. Played like a 2000. Okay, so this is a book move. So this early, I was confused if you should do it this early or if you should develop and castle first. So this is a move. F5 is a mistake. Sweet. And if I retry it, if I retry it, if I don't do f5, I would play a normal move. But the only reason I did this, put the knight here, was to put f5, or I wouldn't have even done it. But in that case, I suppose castling's fine. Wait, what happened to the review? Retry. Bishop here. Excellent. Yes, I'm sure anything's excellent. Review. Retry. Next, retry. Okay, I'll go move my move after. A6 is a mistake. If I'm not playing A6, how about we just get on with castling? They like that. Okay, Queen B8 is a mistake. So he's hitting this pawn. I have this and I have this. And if I take this way, that doesn't look good. So, what's the difference? Okay, so this isn't it. So if you're not defending from these squares, are you using the rook? What? I don't understand. So you do move the rook, so it's obviously not to oh my god, it's definitely because of this. I didn't even see that. His queen can't take because his bishop hangs. His bishop can't move because his queen hangs. And if he moves his queen to get out of it all, takes. I'm not sure the exact follow-up. I'd have to look at it. Okay, so this is totally even until I blundered this. And I saw it after, which is another reason I went for the draw. I saw that I didn't calculate the zigzag properly, and that gives him one tempo to actually take here. And I saw that, and I said to myself, "Oh my God, I hope he repeats, because then I'll repeat, and he might just be confused and think it's the same position." But it's not. And again, I went here, hoping he would repeat, but he can still take it. So if I retry that, this is the only square that defends it. If I do this move by move, okay, here, I need to memorize this. When they play c5 this early, I can play bishop e7, bishop d7, and knight e4. These two are obvious moves that just don't tell the story. Knight e4 tells a story of a player who wants to play f5. So if I do this, which is what I did, and he takes, I'm obviously forced to take. If he goes back to, well, then that hangs a pawn, so that's no good. If he doesn't hang the pawn, he actually has no other squares. Everything hangs the pawn. If you go here, that hangs the pawn. Okay, so that's why he doesn't take, because everything hangs the pawn. Queen c2, and they're saying f5, yeah. So what happened in the game? He didn't play queen c2, he played bishop d2, not queen c2. And so they're saying I could play bishop d7. Oh, I see. Queen c2 hits the knight another time, so threatens to win a pawn. In response to that, black supports it again. But now he's not attacking the knight, making f5 unnecessary. So bishop d7, bishop e7, and g6. g6 is the move I like. Even though my dark squares are kind of weak, this diagonal is just a beast. So I'm liking g6. I should remember g6. Why is this a mistake, though? How is this so different from queen c2? Yeah, it's not necessary, but how's it a mistake? I guess it just wastes a move not developing when I don't need to support the knight, but I need a human to explain that. He applies more pressure. I could have ignored it, should have ignored it, just developed because he goes in here, you just to protect this pawn anyway. Whatever. Bishop d7 still fine. He takes, this is fine. I thought he was going to throw his knight in or push the pawn. He pushed the pawn. Now here you should just develop. You could go g6 like I actually did think for a second, which is funny. And you could go a6. I went with a6. Says it's a mistake. Here it says it's 0.45. Here it says it's 1.51. Not a mistake as far as I can tell. So they're saying you give him access here. And now you weaken this square. And is chopping the end of the world? I don't get it. Queen d7, king d7, knight comes in with check probably. King goes somewhere. Where? Maybe I put it here. It doesn't look like the end of the world. Maybe he'll kick this. Maybe he'll move the bishop. Okay, I could see how it's unnecessary though. So let's say I did bishop b7 and now he goes here. I was thinking once this happened, you gotta watch out for this now. So like if you castle and he pushes. Oh, that's right. You have the e8 square if you do that. I forgot about the e8 square. Yeah, I didn't look at the e8 square. So I played a6. He played a4, which is what I thought he would play to continue. But now I see why knight a4 makes a lot of inconvenience for me. I'm curious as to how they even handle that because they didn't suggest taking. Rook a7 and castling. I guess this knight is worth a lot, but I don't know about all that. Yeah, I don't like this. I would definitely take off my bishop. My bishop's kind of useless. Okay, so I castle. So it's a pretty even game. Rook b1 is a mistake. So my moves here are bishop f6, which I don't know why I didn't play that. I did see it at some point, but I don't remember what move. It just looks amazing there. Bishop e8. It actually looks really good idea going here and letting him do this because who cares? And g5, which is a common in these themes, these Stonewall type themes. Seemed a little, unless you know exactly how to position everything, a little much for me personally. I'd really like bishop e8, but even more so bishop f6 first. Okay, what do they think of b6? That's the move I looked at as well. Trying to break this down. They're saying they're still like developing because his move of a5. In such a position, I would have taken the c pawn. He would have taken the c pawn, and then I would have played on the b file. Okay, this doesn't look so bad. I don't know what the computer's problem is, but they don't like b5. Okay, but now they're saying this is only 0.35. So it's because he didn't play the direct continuation. So if he played this, hitting my bishop, I don't remember. What was my intention? I think I was going to bring it back. And then take. Yeah, now everything's still covered. And they want a5 for him. So if that's his most continuation, a5, which is only 0.6, now this is all closed. Now I'm just going to launch stuff here. I kind of like this for me. That's what I was hoping would happen. So only higher rated players can really understand what's going on. Not me. Is this fairly even? I should have infiltrated. Yes. Other than that, queen b8 is perfectly fine. Queen b7 is the key, which was my plan. Bishop f6, rook fc8. Rook fc8 is a little bit weird. 1, 2, 3. This plan is just 1, 2. I'm not sure about that. So I played this. He played this. Wow, they recommend bishop b7. That's so stupid. They recommend taking his rook and then throwing my rook to a8. But now they're saying this is also best. So okay. 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 All of these moves made sense to me. All of these moves made sense to me. Taking with the pawn. And now they like my position. All good stuff. I got too fancy by setting this trap. I should have immediately gone queen a2 with my gut. And then once he, I don't know, evacuated. Actually, no matter when I infiltrate, he's always just going to chase me like he did in the game. That's annoying. Alright, so this is all a draw because of his repeated nonsense. And now I blundered this pawn because I forgot. I don't know why I thought I could just go back and forth. And we repeated. Luckily, he didn't see it. I had 3 seconds, so I have an excuse. He had 3 minutes, so that's not good, guy. Okay, but we survived. 1959. Still getting closer and closer to 2000. Overall on an upward trend. Next game.